last month and a half, 2 months in for you? It's been quite a whirlwind.
It's been amazing. Ever since I got here, coaches, players, and the community welcomed me like if I've been here for a while already. So that was good for me. Coming back from leaving family again to a new family that, like I said, welcomed me. Made the transition very easy.
What was your mindset coming out? I know you came in, there weren't a lot of players here, I don't believe, at the time. What was your plan just to you had a million things to do and not a whole lot of time? What was your mindset going into it?
Just how I go about my day, my career as it is, just put my nose down and grind. I came in with a short amount of time to learn the playbook, so my goal was to be in here every day as much as possible and get those things down, details of the playbook, and just watch film from last season to see how things are ran. So I think coming down here, coaches helped me a lot with that since players were on break, I think, when I got here. But yeah, other than that, just coming down and grinding and trying to get that playbook down.
Joey, one of the first messages that I received when you committed was a big "Wepa!" That's how we say in Puerto Rico.
Yep.
From your mother. How does it feel to play for a university, one of four, that now has Spanish coverage to be able to reach our people?
It's amazing. I don't think you see too many Hispanics out there, playing the sport of football. But it's a blessing to go out there and represent for sure.
And you being one of those few Latinos that are playing Division I football, do you see it as a big responsibility, and you see yourself as a role model? Because I know there's football is growing in the Hispanic community, and we're seeing a lot of Hispanic young men playing the sport now.
Yeah, definitely a role model. I just try to spread joy, spread the word of Jesus, and just show everybody you can do anything in life that you put your mind to, for sure.
You know how to say "Go Vols" in Spanish?
I do not.
Vamos Vols.
Vamos Vols.
Joey, do you feel like you've sort of always been slighted, been an underdog, been discounted throughout your career?
Growing up, I had to work for everything I've got to. In high school, I was a starting quarterback. Graduating high school, I had no scholarships, nothing coming out of high school. Really took about 2 years off with COVID and things like that. Then went back to JUCO and was a backup in JUCO, earned the starting spot. App State, went to the first game as a backup, earned the starting spot again. So I just say, just enjoying the process and just working and truly earning what I have accomplished made everything so fun.
The team talks a lot about the team dinners that you've been taking everybody out on, the pool days, Fortnite. Just what's it like connecting with the team off the field?
That the connection is the biggest thing. You got to build trust. I gotta have trust in them. They gotta have trust in me. So the dinners and stuff, that's just regular stuff. Coming from App State, it was kind of like a tradition to take your guys out. So I kind of wanted to bring that here, bring the O-line out, receivers out. Different times, because if I bring everybody at once, that bill is going to be crazy. But I take everybody out at different times. But just the connection and really the brotherhood. We're all here to, after football. Football lasts a certain amount of time, and we're really building a connection for future life.
How about that connection with Miles Kitzelman?
We had a connection day one I got here. He's a good guy. He carried me on Fortnite a little bit, but definitely have fun times with him.
How do you evaluate your place for your receivers, your offensive line, where they like to go eat? Or do you pick where you take them, like you and Jake?
We usually pick. We kind of just dial it down to a burger, tacos, pizza, depending on what the vibe is. But we switch it up every week.
How do you evaluate your last season at Appalachia?
Wasn't the best. I definitely put up a better season in 23. Try to do a little too much, I would say, in 24. But the past is the past. All you can do is learn from it and get better. So.
Because of that, how did you approach your arrival here? Did anything about what you were just talking about last year change how you went about learning and how anything about what you've done to get ready for this fall camp?
Yeah, just show me life can go here and life can go here. In 23 it went here, 24 it went here. And just showed me I got to just stay neutral in everything in football and in just life. I can't get too excited on one thing and too down on another. So coming here, just like I said, just got to put my nose down and work, not worry about last season. Last season. We're just focused from the people in this building and the team and go succeed for this season.
Coach Osman said that you went through all the spring installs on your own. Kind of what was your plan when you got here? You're trying to learn something new in a short period of time.
Yeah.
How did you kind of break down how to do that?
coming from JUCO to App State, you know, playbooks change and just terminology and verbiage, but some things kind of stack on top of each other of where you go. So just learning how Coach Hosley, Coach Joey teaches it, Coach Hype teaches it, and taking from what I've ran it, because some plays I've ran other places, just bringing that over of like what I know and then what they're teaching and how they want to run it, it kind of makes things a little easier. But definitely there was stuff I had to go and learn and dig deeper in. But just I feel like the experience of going from JUCO to App State and even UCLA helped me get the playbook down a little easier.
Has there been crossover between all these offenses? The one you played in at App and when you were learning at UCLA, has there
For
been
sure.
days that you thought one call was kind of maybe reverted back to what
For
you were
sure.
learning? Has there been a lot of that? Or is
For
it,
sure. I definitely see a call, and then in my head I want to call it how I used to. Then I got to wait and then think of what the new call is. So definitely for sure.
What was your perception of the SEC before you got in it? Is it any of this daunting at all about what the SEC is?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, but this is where everybody wants to play, you know. This is one of the highest levels of college football, and I'm just really excited to be here.
To be in the orange and white now, what was it like, you know, suiting up for the first time, and how special is it to now be a Tennessee Ball?
I'm excited. When I first threw it on for media day, I was trying to look at myself in the photo, take photos and stuff, but I'm excited.
You've been in Knoxville, what, about 2 months now? What has maybe been your favorite part, and then what has maybe been something that's kind of surprising that you haven't necessarily expected?
Like my favorite part, I'd say just being around here, meeting the guys, hanging out with the guys outside of football, and surprising part is how many people knew how it was when I first got here. Like, I really haven't done anything for this university yet, and all these people are just super welcoming, asking for autographs, pictures outside of football, which is awesome.
Coach Hosley talked about not being scared and just taking the job and not playing not to lose the job, you know. So what's your kind of approach to that, and how's that kind of made you better through that?
Yeah, just how I play football is just next play mentality. Good things happen, bad things happen. If you stay stuck on the good, it could mess you up, and you stay stuck on the bad, it can mess you up. So just my mentality is to go out there and have fun and play the game I've been playing since I was a kid, you know what I mean? So and having these guys that's around me, you know, I got great players, great teammates, great coaches, and everybody is supportive, and we're gonna go out there to do what we do.
You mentioned that you haven't done anything yet, but like Vol fans are already asking for your autograph. I mean, what is it like to come to a university and just be immediately embraced by the team and the fan base?
It's very heartwarming for sure, because when I got here, I've connected with the teammates like if I've been here for a couple seasons already. And I think that's what makes the transition easier, coming from like across the world almost, you know what I mean? So just knowing that I have other connected family here with my teammates that I now call brothers.
what were your
How much do
initial
you think
impressions
you're-
of Jake and George when you met them and got around them?
They're great guys, you know what I mean? I'm super excited. We had a good summer. I'm super excited to go keep battling through this fall camp with them for sure.
How would you explain that dynamic? Because you guys are all three going for the same job. So you guys need to help each other, but you're also kind of trying to, you know, be better than the other. How do you kind of explain that dynamic to people that maybe don't understand it or outside of it?
I don't know how to explain it, because some people would see it as like we shouldn't help each other, but at the end of the day, we all have to be connected as one. Because, for example, App State, I came in as a backup trying to help the starter. Starter got hurt. I have to be ready. You know what I mean? So I can't go at it as if I'm upset that I'm not starting. I'm trying to do whatever I can to help whoever's out there and potentially the whole team just win games.
How much do you think your age and experience helps you in this competition?
Age experience helps
Age and
me.
experience, just being more of a veteran than those two guys. Even though you haven't been in this system, having played, how much of an advantage do you think that gives you?
I'm not sure if it truly gives me an advantage, you know what I mean? If you're good at football, you're good at football no matter what, you know what I mean? But, I mean, I guess just helping with the playbook, I would say maybe, but if you're a good player, you're a good player.
Joe, speaking of the playbook, what's that dynamic like for you? It's pretty unusual. You know, you're in the App State playbook, and then you go to UCLA, and you quickly trying to catch up and dive into that, and now you had to play catch up at Tennessee. What was that like for you mentally?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it wasn't too bad. Just trying to learn the verbiage and like the technical things that the coaches coach. there's some carryover stuff, and I'm trying to just get what I used to call to what they call now. But it wasn't too hard, you know. Like I said, when I first got here, I was in here every day trying to get in that playbook and get everything down.
How would you compare the talent at UCLA to what you have now to work with at Tennessee?
I don't know how to answer that.
Sorry if you've answered this before, but your first impressions of the up-tempo offense here and how comfortable you are with it, Joey.
Yeah, I'm comfortable. In 2023 at State, we were, I wouldn't say as fast as here, but we had a higher pace offense. But, you know, I'm excited to go out there and just be in that offense and put up some good numbers.
What's it been like joining this quarterback room and the friends that you've already made, and how maybe you guys have already started pushing each other in the offseason?
It's been great. Me, Jake, George, and even Mason, the freshman that came here not too long ago, just attacked the weight room and we attacked the field. You know, we try to, if I got a question, I ask them, they help me out, and then vice versa. But at the end of the day, we're all trying to be better as a player and just be better for each other, for whoever's out there on the field.
When you first learned that Tennessee was interested in you, you had your first couple of phone calls maybe with Heupel. What was it like knowing that, like, Tennessee, you mentioned everyone wants to play in the SEC. What was that like getting that first interest from an SEC school?
It was amazing, especially when I got on the phone with them. Everybody was so genuine and just so real that it felt like it was easy, you know what I mean? Like, once I called them, we had our conversation, we discussed what we discussed, and it was just like, once I hung up, I told my agent, I was like, if they're all in, I'm all in. So,
how quick was that process of going in the portal, getting called, and committing? How it seemed like it moved pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was one day turnaround, and I got in like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I think I committed around like 8 o'clock at night. But I mean, there's no time to waste. You know, I was leaving in like May or something like that, so I had no time to go out there and try to shop around for a school. Whoever needed me, I needed to go make that decision where I needed to be at and then get things rolling.
So it was like quick. What went into it, Joey, making that decision? I mean, did you look up a bunch of numbers, what they've done, you know, or did you already kind of know?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of watch Tennessee, you know, the history and what the program does. So once they reached out, you know, it was pretty quick for me, especially talking to Coach Hype and Joey and even Coach Landry and Jared. Like, all those guys really like made me feel comfortable and made my decision easy.
Did you have a lot of schools calling? It was just a weird time of off season, right?
Yeah, it was weird, but I did have a lot of schools contact me, but I narrowed it down pretty quick, as you guys can see.
Got some fun ones for you. If you had an emergency contact on the team, who would it be?
Emergency contact? I'll probably say Miles Kitselman.
All right, now finish this. Fill in the blank. I can't trust you if.
Can't trust you if. That's a hard one. Huh?
Don't look at us.
Don't look at me.
All right, let's start over. All right, ask it again. Wait 1 second. All right, ask it again.
All right, fill in the blank. I can't trust you if.
Can't trust you if you don't like tacos.
Same for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you answered this already, but came in a little late. But why was it so important for you to make those efforts to take, you know, receivers out, offensive line out to dinner and really get accustomed to this team?
Like I said earlier, it's the connection that we have. You know, I got to build trust in them. They got to build trust in me. And I came in a short time. I didn't have a spring with all these guys, so try to hop on like that connection and start building a brotherhood quick. Once they all got back from break, because when I got here, I think everybody was on break. But App State was kind of like a tradition to go take my own line out to eat. So I kind of wanted to bring that over here, bring the quarterbacks with us, and just go out and really hang out with the guys and just build a connection more outside of football as well.
Go ahead.
Coach Halsey also said that since you missed spring, you know, you did the spring installs back home like in 4 days. What was that process like for you?
It was quick. You know, it was a lot to take in at first. But when I got here, it made it easier running it in person and live, because online everything is like, it's easy, but it's not easy. I'm a visual person. I like to see things I like to physically run stuff. So like he said, 4 days. It was like 12 installs in 4 days. I was trying to get through everything and just get a visual of everything. So when I get here, they say it, I kind of picture it but then break it down in more detail.
You obviously want to succeed here, but like what fuels you or motivates you? Like is it to prove people wrong? Is it to make your family proud? Is it what do you think motivates you to succeed?
What motivates me is just, I wouldn't even say proving people wrong, you know. I mean, I've been doubted my whole life. It's just for myself, for my family, just, you know, seeing their kid on the highest stage playing the game that he loves, and just to go out there and know that no matter what happens, my family is proud of me. I got an education, I graduated already, so just definitely that.
What's the latest you spent here trying to learn the offense this summer?
Probably like, I mean, I got here around like 7, would leave around like 8:30, 9:30, just depends.
Is that pretty like every day, or is that just when you first
Yeah,
got here?
that was every day, and then I'll probably just take like a Friday off if the coaches are off. But I was Monday, and really when the building was open, because I couldn't really get in myself at the time. So yeah, I would be here around like 7 and leave around that.
Did you have to call somebody to come?
Yeah, I would be like, hey, yo, what's the code to this? And you just wait out there. Or I have to wait outside the building until somebody walks in.
It could get boring after a while. Are you like slamming coffee or Mountain Dew? Or
Yeah, I switched. I started drinking coffee, go get a little caramel latte from Dunkin'.
Oh my gosh.
A little sweet foam on top.
Arian Carter was singing your praises during the media days, just like with your decision making when you're doing 7-on-7s or 11-on-11s. What were those first couple of snaps like for you, and when did you make your first deep pass?
I haven't made a deep pass yet, I think, but it's just out there playing ball. You know what I mean? I'm getting comfortable out there running the plays now, and at first it was a little shaky because I'm still trying to get all the details of things down, but it was just fun to be back out there.
I know you've obviously only been here for a few months, but have you seen the way Vol Nation just kind of embraces their players, and what do you want them to know about you as a player and a person?
Yeah, once I got here, once I committed, honestly, they were everywhere. All I see is Joey Aguilar getting tagged everywhere, comments everywhere, and it was, at first I was like, dang, that's crazy. Like, they love their players. It was awesome, though. It was like, coming from App State, I got that a little bit. UCLA, not so much, and then coming to this program, the community that loves this program. But what they'll get out of me is just, I'm going to go out there and just give it everything I got, every play. I'm not going to back down for anything, and I'm super excited to be here.
Talk a little bit about your Appalachian State one season to the next. I'm sure you want to maybe throw less interceptions. How do you do that without kind of changing who you are as a player and taking some risks and trying to make some big plays?
Just being smarter, I guess, you know, taking check downs when I know the deep ball would be a little more 50-50, but at the end of the day, I got to give my receivers a chance and just have the trust that my receivers, no matter what ball I throw to them, to come down with it. So I would just say that, just checking the ball down when needed. And I've seen this thing about Cam Ward, I think it was like, you can make the play, but it's not always right if you do so. So like, kind of saying like I could make a play happen, but if I know I have an easy 5 yards here, just dish it down, and that play will present itself later on. So just being more, I don't even want to say cautious, because then that makes it seem like I don't really want to throw the ball, but yeah, that's all I got to say. Like, I'm gonna throw the ball. I'm not gonna change that. Just take the easy yards when they give it to me.
Joey, going back to Vol Nation, your perception. What was your perception, before you got here versus the reality? And, just looking around, like, on July 29th, with all the cameras and microphones here, just what has that been like seeing? I guess just how much extra attention there is.
Sorry. It's cool. Seeing how like involved this community is to the players, and everybody, wanting to know players on more of an athlete level is awesome. And I think like going out, even in the community, helping like the Children's Hospital and stuff like that, kind of shows people who I am and things like that. But it's awesome, and I'm trying to meet as much people as I can. So.
What would the mean? In spring practice at UCLA, what was the media attention like versus like what you're seeing today?
It was, I don't know. There wasn't much. There was like a good amount of media, but didn't really do this a lot. But I don't think it's too important.
Might have been more at App State, right?
You post about your faith on Instagram a lot, and you mentioned it a second ago. Like, what part of that is in your life, or in just you as a player?
What do you mean?
What important to you? Has it always been important to you?
Definitely. I mean, everything in life happens for a reason, and God has a plan. You know, I told somebody this before. Like, I had a plan, but God has my journey. You know what I mean? I would want things to happen, but God puts everything in your life. So it's very important to me. You know, I'm excited to share it and you know, be public with it. You know, a lot of people see it and are thankful for it, but at the end of the day, he's the highest of them all, and we wouldn't be here without him.
Do you think that helps you when you bounce around to different schools, and like UCLA seems like the dream scenario for you that didn't work out? Do you think that helps you sort of adjust quickly when things like that happen?
I would say so, especially like when you see the teammates that you know, truly believe, and just finding your community in a church. You know, when I went to LA, obviously it's not where I'm from, but I found a church and that made me feel more like welcoming. And then when I got here, it's the same thing. Like, coaches are big believers and have a lot of faith, which was one big key for me as well. When I got here, I was very impressed and happy with that. And then teammates, and then the church that I went to, all super welcoming.
What gives you the conviction to be vocal about your faith?
Just my trust and belief. You know what I mean? You know, I'm excited to be a child of God and just expressing my love for Him and joy that He gives me and the opportunity He gives me to play this game. You know, everything can be taken away in a second, and you know, I'm just excited and happy that I could go out there and play it as long as possible.
Sure, you'll get
Two more questions, guys.
Sure, you'll get a better idea in the next couple of days. But what stands out about Mike Matthews right now?
You know, he's a younger guy, but he's a leader in that room for sure. You know, he has a high expectation that I think he would succeed at. You know, he's fast, great hands, good routes, and I'm super excited to see him play.
What went into number 6? I know you were 4 at App in UCLA.
Freshman year, when I started my quarterback journey, wore number 6.
In high school?
In high school, yep. I used to play like DN, linebacker, running back, and then going into freshman year of high school, went to switch to quarterback. I always played baseball, so I was always able to throw the ball, but started my football career, quarterback journey, number 6. So.
You'd never played quarterback before your freshman year?
Mm-mm.
Were you a good baseball player?
Last one, guys.
I was a pitcher and a shortstop, but the game's a little too slow for me. So.
Till when? When did baseball drop off for you?
8th grade. Stopped playing 8th grade, yo.
Okay, awesome. Good deal.
Thanks, Joey.
Thank you, guys.